Hey guys, I'm Jax, and this is my thoughts, theories, and speculation on what is going to happen to Howard Hamlin. So, Howard has been a really fascinating character throughout all of Better Call Saul. At first, he's like the antagonistic villain to Jimmy, but then as we learn more about Jimmy's awful brother Chuck, Howard just kind of is just there, and he's a bit of a douchebag, he's a bit annoying at times, but he's not the evil antagonist to the heroes, Slip and Jimmy is not the hero, but he's our main character, and the way that he sees Howard is not at all how I see Howard, or I think Howard is presented to us. Howard is just kind of there. He's like he's got issues, he's got problems, he's a really well-written character. He's got flaws, but he's like essentially the good hero who is versing our main characters who are evil. Like, Saul Goodman, he's evil, like he's not a good man. The character from Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman, is not the character that we know right now. Even though he's calling himself Saul right now, there is one piece of the puzzle, one little thing that is stopping him from being the Saul Goodman we know, who is like, oh, we got a problem? Belize. We got a problem? Belize. Let's just have everyone killed. He is so trigger happy, ready to just be like, bang, bang, bang. Let's have this character killed. Slip and Jimmy McGill that we know right now, even though he's calling himself Saul, is not that character yet. So what will happen to Howard? And how will Saul become Saul? Well, I think the answer is staring us right in the face, and it's horrible. It's brutal, and it's going to be one of the most shocking moments of the series, but it's also going to come as this tragically inevitable thing. I think that Howard Hamlin is going to flip the table and have, Kimmy and Jimmy's whole plan to have him destroyed might almost work, and then he's going to flip it on them, and he's going to have Kim arrested. Kim is going to get arrested. Watch my video what's going to happen to Kim, but I think she's going to get arrested, then do the disappeary vacuum cleaner guy card thingy, and disappear, and maybe turn up in the Gene timeline, who knows? But yeah, so Howard is going to have Kim arrested and ruin her life, switching the whole situation, and it's going to happen really quickly, really brutally, and it's going to destroy Jimmy. It's going to emotionally and physically destroy him, and I think it is literally going to transform him into the Saul Goodman that we know, because he is not going to blame himself or Kim for doing this thing to Howard and creating this situation. It's kind of going to be their fault, and I think that's amazing, especially from last episode where Kim does the spin around, was like, the grift's not going to work, the arm cast, it's not going to work, and she's like, it's got to work. Spins the car around, and that, driving down the road, that's the end of Kim. She's done now. Howard is going to have her arrested, and it's going to destroy Saul's life, or it's going to destroy Jimmy's life, and then he is going to become the trigger-happy Saul that we know by having Howard killed. I don't think that he's going to do the deed himself. I don't think he's going to stab him or have, shoot him himself. I don't think he's literally going to have blood on his hands, but I think he's going to metaphorically have blood on his hands, because I think Saul needs to. And I think it's one of those things where if you start to really think about it, he's not going to blame himself for this situation. He'll end up blaming Howard. Maybe subconsciously he knows it's him and Kim's fault because they kind of presented this situation that could definitely turn on a dime, but he's not going to blame Kim. He's not going to feel resentful towards Kim. He's just going to feel loss and tragedy and heartbreak. And then he's going to use that little black book that the crime vets guy, who's like, this crime book, it's got all kinds of crime in there. He's going to call someone. Maybe it's someone we know from the show, because this season has brought back everybody and in really fun, little interesting ways. So I wonder if it's going to be a character that we know. Maybe the guy with the big beard who, Mike took the gun off and was like, bang, bang, I took your gun. I'm the good crime. I'm the good henchman, from season 1, or to be someone we don't know, maybe someone from Breaking Bad that he knows. I don't really think it matters who does the crime, in terms of who actually shoots the trigger. It's irrelevant. It's the fact that Saul Goodman becomes Saul by having Howard killed. I think when you start to really kind of think about who Howard is and who Saul Goodman is, they are essentially the opposites of each other, and that resentment that Saul has for Chuck loving Howard, and Howard and Chuck rising together, and him being in the mailroom, being looked down upon. I think all that resentment, all that bitterness, all that anger that he's kind of kept bottled up for so long is going to explode, and he's going to make a decision. And I think even what would be really exciting and kind of interesting if he makes that decision, makes the call, someone goes to do it, and then he suddenly kind of has this realization. Maybe he speaks to Kim again. Maybe he gets Kim out of prison. They do the disappear vacuum cleaner thing. And then he goes, no, I can't kill Howard. I've lost my mind. And he has that change of heart, but it's too late. The guy's killed it. He sees on the news or something, or he just goes to the house and Howard's just there dead. And he realizes he's gone too far. And that's Saul Goodman. And suddenly Saul Goodman is born out of the ashes of Slip and Jimmy through Howard's death. And I think that fits the whole series, and how you reanalyze and relook at every time they've fought and antagonized each other throughout the entire series is all going to come to a head in this horribly dark, tragic way. I really don't think there's any other way for Howard's story to end. I think it works perfectly to set up Because this is the prequel series. And throughout this entire series, it's like Slip and Jimmy is going to become Saul Goodman. But Saul Goodman is not the Saul Goodman that we know in Breaking Bad. He's just not there yet. There's one more thing he needs to do, and it needs to be horrible and dark and brutal. And I don't think there's a single other character in the entire series that they have set up that he can do this to. Like, it doesn't make sense to bring in some new characters. They're not going to pull the Nazis thing from Breaking Bad and bring in these antagonists for him to fight or whatever. It's Howard. It's always been Howard. And I think it's going to be one of the best, most heartbreaking, devastating moments of the show. And I honestly can't see any other way of this playing out. I would love to know what everyone thinks about this theory, or my speculations wild and rampant and completely off base, or do you think this all kind of fits and makes sense? Obviously, this kind of plays out only if Kim gets arrested by Howard. Like, there's no other way why he'd just suddenly have Howard killed. But I also think, watch my video about why Kim is 100% getting arrested. I think that is 100% what's going to happen. There's too many visual clues and thingies and metaphors and symbolism in the visualness of it all. The way they've shot the frame and framed Kim. She's gone to prison. Howard's getting killed. Saul Goodman is going to become Saul Goodman. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I would love to know if you disagree with me. What are your thoughts and theories, and how do you think Howard Hamlin's story is going to end?